Hello everyone, I'll be discussing one of our research entitled Multi-Criteria Analysis of Thermal Image for Concrete using the Convolutional Neural Network or CNN. The content of our presentation are composed of the following: introduction, existing problem for defect detection, our objectives, the proposed methodology that we did, and the configuration of our dataset, results, and conclusion. In detecting the subsurface defects, so these subsurface defect can be cracks and delamination of any concrete structure such as bridges, buildings, and wall. It plays a vital role to keep the structural integrity. What we did is to utilize a thermal camera and also the thermography. So what is thermography all about? So thermography is a technique for producing a visible image of invisible to human eyes using infrared radiation emitted by objects due to their thermal condition. In figure 1, letter A, that is the raw RGB image taken from an ordinary camera, while in letter B, that is the image output using a thermal camera. So in analyzing the image, we have on the right side of this thermal image, we have negative 0.6 in terms of degrees. This is the lowest temperature, while the hottest is 8.6 degrees because this image was taken during winter. What are the importance of thermography? So it is available for non-contact data acquisition. So images can be taken from afar with a certain distance and also can be used for rapid scanning. Simultaneously, you can shot or acquire images simultaneously using thermography. So data can be recorded in different format like thermal image. So images produced are comprehensive and reliable. So in figure number 2, so we have the RGB image to thermal image. This is a heater. If we're going to check, so the hottest temperature that the heater can emit is 68.2 degrees. So the thermal image technique, so our input can be an actual image, like object, human, or even animals. In the figure given, this is a cat actually. We took a sample of a cat using the thermal camera. So the thermal camera is composed of 3 blocks: the optic lenses, infrared lens. The infrared lens is composed of scanner mechanism and infrared detector. And then once they took the image, there will be the image video processor will convert these images into image or video signal generator to provide an output for thermal image. So on the right side, so this is a cat. This is the thermal image of the cat. So the hottest temperature recorded was 21.4 degrees. So a thermal camera, so there are so many thermal camera in the market. So this is one sample, a handheld thermal camera. So it composed of ordinary camera lens and actually infrared thermal camera lens. So it composed of 2 lenses, can be taken an image simultaneously for an output of ordinary image and an output of thermal image. So it has a lens cap to cover this lens, and it triggers how to capture an image and definitely the battery because this is handheld. So the thermal camera keypad functions are composed of the following. So we have the camera screen wherein you can check the image that you taken, and the archive buttons to check the images that you taken before, and you can actually navigate using the navigational pad. And to cancel the function, so you have the cancel function button, and to turn on and off the thermal camera. So what are the advantages of thermal camera? So it is a non-contact, so it is very safe. So non-intrusive meaning non-destructive testing can be used. So can work at a distance. So it is fast and reliable. Can be portable because handheld camera, you can bring it anywhere for field testing and provide accurate results. So the limitation, so there must be a temperature difference for certain survey or inspection because every camera has a different specification. And also the operator should be experienced enough to know how to use the handheld or the thermal camera. So filters may be needed for certain applications. So for example, if we're going to take a too much hot scenario, so definitely you need a protector or a filter. It is needed. Only available to detect direct surface and temperature. So what are the application of thermal imaging? So it can be used for electrical inspection, so that to determine hot connections, failing components, and overloaded circuits. So for fire, we can identify the hot spots and to rescue people. So for building, so structural hidden crack can be identified and even roof leaks. So for medical, so right now there are so many thermal camera to identify our temperature. So it can be we can use this for early fever detection or the SARS or the COVID, the severe acute respiratory syndrome. So for mill operation, so slug detection are also can be utilized using the thermal imaging technique. And for animal, so the equine hotspot ligaments are also possible for this application. So review of related literature. In the research that we did, so we identify uh, related papers to our proposed method. So the application also are the same. So it's for concrete crack detection. So the type of data set is different from this paper. So the first paper, so they're using only RGB image, and the second one is also RGB image, and the third one is also RGB image, and other paper is using also thermal image, like in our proposed method. They use some pre-processing feature extraction. They use image processing for all of their input images. So these are the difference. Only the first paper use a pre-processing feature extraction. And also the first three paper doesn't use data augmentation. So later on we will discuss what this data augmentation all about. And the fourth paper is using data augmentation. And the content of their data set is different. So we have 3,420 for the first paper, and the second one is 2,622. The third one is just only 332, and the fourth one is 1,369. So the accuracy of their testing for classifying the crack to non-crack are the following. So the first paper is 86%, the second one is 87.5%, the third one is 97.95%, and the last one 99.44%. So later on, we will compare our result from these four papers. So the digital image processing, the purpose of the digital image processing are the following. So definitely to improve the appearance of image to a human eye. So to extract an image quantitative information. So to calibrate an image in photometric or geometric terms. The image processing for image improvements are the following. So initially, this is our initial image. It can be enhanced using image processing. So these are the sample. So on the left side, so these two images quite not clear in a human point of view, but if we're going to enhance this one on the right side, so from this image and also the checks extract, and they enhance the image processing enhance these images. So feature extraction of image. So in image processing, feature extraction converts the image into a different domain. So in this domain, important characteristics of images are detected. So such as the figure image shape, its edges, or motion in a digital or video to process them. So we will present to you later on some of the feature extraction in our proposed research. These are the quantitative information. So one is histogram. So that is the or intensity histogram, it is a graphical representation of pixel intensity on the x-axis versus on the number of pixel on the y-axis. So for example, this is a sample image. For example, the digital image processing converts this actual image into pixel. So they divided this one into pixel. So for example, from the actual image, it is divided into 4 by 4 pixel content. And then for the histogram extracted feature, so this is the actual histogram. So to discuss that, so this white portion of images 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's why in the content result in the histogram, so from 0 to 12, that is 1 because this is the white value of this image. And the black one just only 4 because that is the number of pixel content in the sample image. And then that we use also data augmentation. So the purpose of data augmentation is to provide minor alterations or changes in the existing dataset. It can actually significantly increase the amount of dataset, essentially to boost the performance of the neural network, and also the geometric transformation are used as data augmenter. So these are the example of data augmentation. In the first figure, we have the rotation. So from the original image, it was rotated to 90 degrees, 270, and 180 degrees. So from the original image, you can increase thrice actually, 3 times your original image. Same goes with scaling. It depends on what particular factor that you are going to use. So from scaling, you can use a factor of 0.5. It will decrease the original image half size of the original image, and also you can increase a factor by 2. So from the original image, you can increase by the original image twice. And for cropping, it depends on what particular region or portion of image that you want to crop, so you can enhance, enlarge this image. So the main objective actually of data augmentation technique is to provide minor alteration or changes in the existing dataset. By performing data augmentation, it can significantly increase the amount of dataset and essentially boost the performance of any neural network. And after that, we have image processing, the data augmentation, and the third one is image classifier. So a classifier methods in machine learning are used to discriminate or classify any different object based on their certain features. So normally, the classifier system in neural network uses convolutional neural network or CNN. It provides an efficient deep neural network for image classification. The convolutional neural network or ConVet or CNN is a popular algorithm used for implementing deep learning technique for classification applications. So this is one sample of image CNN as image classifier that we use in our proposed paper. So this is the sample of thermal image with a crack. So we have feature extraction in multiple hidden layers from the convolutional, ReLU, and max pooling, and then we also have the classification in the output layer, which is fully connected. So the output can be detected with a crack or an uncracked thermal image of any concrete. This is our proposed methodology. So initially from our input, which is the thermal image, and also we augmented the thermal image because of we need to increase or to boost the content of the image that we have, and we filter it and normalize, so to remove some noise and to have it on the same statistical sizes for classification. And then we use image processing, and then we input that one to our CNN or neural network, and then we test and validate our output. So this is the content of our dataset. So the format is JPG. It is a thermal image, so with a width of 320 by 240. So the bit depth is 24 and true color. This is the description of our thermal image dataset. So using the filter and normalization, the purpose of this one is to improve the raw image data that are suppressed by unwanted distortion on some image features, which is essential for further processing like feature extraction. The pre-image processing is composed of size adjustment and denoising technique. So we use the three image processing technique. So one is grayscale, the other one is histogram equalization, and the third one is adaptive histogram equalization. This process the grayscale remove all color information, leaving only the luminance of each pixel of the image. So later I will show you the sample of the grayscale output, while the histogram equalization is a method to process images in order to adjust the contrast from the grayscale of an image by modifying the intensity distribution of the histogram. While the adaptive histogram, compared with histogram equalization only, it used to improve contrast in images and suitable for improving the local contrast, which is per region and enhancing the definition of edges in each region of image. So these are the example of the output of grayscale image. So from letter A, so this is the thermal image, and this is the actual histogram or picture extraction of this grayscale, while on the right side, this is the grayscale and its corresponding histogram. Actually, the main purpose of histogram is to provide us what is the computer is being, how does the computer read the image. So the histogram, so we need actually a perfect histogram. It should be asymmetrical value like this one. Compare with this one, actually we have in letter A, two set of symmetrically, which is not symmetrical, but it composed of two peak value in our histogram. So this is the grayscale output of the sample image, and also this is the histogram equalization output in letter C. So from the thermal output, and then we also have the grayscale, and actually we already almost have a symmetrical value of histogram in letter C, which is the output of the histogram equalization. But furthermore, we can still improve this one using the adaptive histogram equalization. So the adaptive histogram equalization on the most right side of this figure, which is letter D, so the RGB thermal image and its corresponding histogram given in letter A, while B is the grayscale and C is the histogram equalization, and letter D is the adaptive histogram equalization. So this is the output of the grayscale. Using this is the output of the adaptive histogram equalization. And then we inputted that all our images in this proposed system. So we simulated this one using MATLAB so that the training accuracy of detection is around 96.03%. So to compare with the previous paper that we showed a while ago from our proposed method, so we all have the same application, concrete, and the type of dataset that we use is thermal image. And the pre-processing, yes, we use a pre-processing technique, and we also use a data augmentation, and the number of our data set is 2,700, and the accuracy of classification we have is 96.03%. So our paper provides effectiveness of data augmentation, provides solution to problem of scarcity of datasets. So we can increase actually any existing dataset. Also, data augmentation significantly boosted the performance of convolutional neural network. In our research, so we classify the thermal image with an accuracy of almost 96%, which much better compared with the other research work that uses CNN as a classifier. So this is our references for this presentation. So thank you very much.